Have you ever felt, deep within, that you were born for something much greater? That there is within you a unique light, a silent mission that only you can fulfill? Perhaps the world around you doesn't understand this restlessness, this desire to go beyond the obvious, the ordinary. If this feeling resonates within you, know that you are in the right place. This is the calling for those who are truly chosen, not by chance, but by a divine purpose that transcends difficulties and doubts. Here, we'll uncover together the signs that confirm who you truly are. It's not just words, but a profound journey, filled with challenges, powerful insights, and a commitment to yourself and others. Prepare to understand the details that make you a special person, a soul that carries within itself the strength to transform the world. The journey will not be easy, but it will be true and full of meaning. This is an invitation for you to awaken, to see beyond what ordinary eyes can perceive, and to walk courageously towards your destiny. If you feel this flame burning, stay with us. The signs begin now, and they could change your life forever. Within every human being lies a silent calling, an inner voice that, even muffled by the noise of everyday life, seeks to emerge. It's the profound feeling of not belonging to what is ordinary, to what is superficial. Do you feel it? That burning desire for something beyond the trivial and predictable, something that gives true meaning to your days. This is the awakening of the chosen soul, a calling many are unaware of, but few truly hear. Don't fool yourself into thinking this is just a dream or a fantasy. It is a divine impulse that guides those touched by a special purpose. And when this flame ignites within you, nothing can ever be the same again. Accepting one's chosenness is, above all, accepting the authenticity of who one truly is. There is no room for masks or falsehoods, for the chosen one recognizes the power of inner truth. Have you ever noticed how uncomfortable you feel in the face of superficiality? How you can't stand to see falsehood prevail? This intolerance isn't a weakness, but a strength that protects one's essence. Therefore, the chosen soul must learn to navigate a world that often seems designed for those who follow empty conventions. It's a lonely, but immensely liberating path. Along this path, an almost irresistible desire arises to seek something more, something to fill the void that no routine or material achievement has been able to fill. The chosen soul realizes early on that true happiness is linked to purpose, not the appearance of success. This search becomes a journey, filled with questions without easy answers, but filled with profound discoveries. The mission is clear, even if the script is unwritten. To be light where there is darkness, strength where there is weakness, hope where there is despair. It's a role that demands courage and dedication. Difficulties are inevitable, but they are part of the process of growing stronger. Every challenge, every failure, is never in vain. For those who have been chosen, suffering is a harsh teacher, honing the soul so that it shines even brighter. Feeling misunderstood, being marginalized by others' opinions, facing criticism and rejection, is proof that the path you take is unique. Remember, the greatest lights are born from the greatest darkness. And when you realize this, the feeling of being a black sheep will cease to be a burden and become your title of honor. A sense of mission transcends mere personal desire. It's a commitment to the world, a genuine desire to help and transform, to be a bridge for those who haven't yet seen their own light. You carry within your heart not only the weight of your dreams, but also the desire to ease the pain of others, to share strength. It is in this place of surrender and generosity that the chosen soul finds its greatest reward. True greatness lies in the simplicity of caring, in the attentive look for those in need. Ultimately, this journey is only possible when one nurtures one's inner intuition. Connecting with this voice that whispers truths even in the face of chaos is what keeps the chosen one steadfast and secure. If you hear this voice, feel this calling, and recognize that life calls for greater meaning, know that you are on the right path. There, at the intersection of courage, truth, and love, lies your purpose. And thus, the awakening of the chosen soul begins. Authenticity is the cornerstone of the chosen soul. For them, living a life shaped by personal truths is more important than fitting into the molds imposed by society. This generates a natural rejection of anything false or superficial. Have you ever felt this restlessness? This need to be genuine even when the world around you seems to value empty appearances? The chosen soul faces this contradiction daily, knowing that their truth is their greatest power. Sincerity with themselves and others acts as a moral compass, guiding each step, even when the path seems uncertain. This relentless pursuit of authenticity generates an inner freedom that, at the same time, can be challenging for those accustomed to following pre-established patterns. It's not uncommon for the chosen soul to feel isolated, as if their essence were misunderstood. But this isolation is part of the process. It serves to strengthen the understanding that their journey is unique and not shaped by others' expectations. Resisting the call of authenticity is denying oneself. Therefore, it takes courage to face this reality, even if it means swimming against the current. Intolerance of falsehood is not a defect, but rather a defense that protects the chosen soul. It cannot tolerate hypocrisy, manipulation, or deceit because it knows how much these attitudes distort reality and divert one from the path of purpose. In today's world, where superficiality often reigns, this attitude becomes even more challenging. However, it is precisely this sensitivity that allows the chosen one to recognize the value of truth, even if it causes conflict or rejection in those around them. What many don't understand is that this rejection of falsehood doesn't imply arrogant judgment, but a deep commitment to integrity. The chosen soul seeks a more just, more honest world, even if this quest seems solitary. They know that their mission is not just personal, but collective, and that transformation begins by example. Living authentically serves as a beacon for those who also wish to free themselves from imposed masks. This stance of authenticity and integrity allows the chosen one to attract people who resonate with these values, forming true and lasting connections. However, it can also lead to the loss of superficial relationships that don't support this level of sincerity. It's a painful choice, but necessary to keep one's essence intact. Over time, the chosen one learns to increasingly value what is real and genuine, even if it means distancing themselves from the majority. Ultimately, this journey of authenticity isn't static. It's an ongoing process of self-discovery and empowerment. Each challenge faced to be true to oneself is a victory that lights the way. The chosen soul knows this is the foundation for fulfilling their mission and living a fulfilling life, aligned with their divine purpose. And so, authenticity becomes the foundation upon which their entire story is built. Every chosen soul harbors within itself a deep yearning, a desire that cannot be satisfied by conventional paths or the routine most accept as normal. This feeling is a constant restlessness, an inner voice that never stops, calling for something greater, an existence that transcends the mere everyday. If you feel this flame, know that you are not alone. This search for something greater is the essence of what sets the chosen one apart from the rest. The natural rejection of ordinary life arises not from arrogance, but from a heightened sensitivity to the fact that mediocrity does not fulfill the heart. The desire to escape the superficial fuels, the desire to explore the depths of one's being, seeking meaning in every step, in every decision. The journey is not easy, as the world around us insists on valuing the comfort of sameness, while the chosen soul yearns for authenticity and true purpose. This quest is marked by disturbing questions that don't always find immediate answers. Why am I here? What is my role? How can I make a difference? These are questions that burn like fire in the soul and drive action. Uncertainty can be distressing, but it is also a source of strength, for it moves the chosen one to continue even in the face of obstacles, to not give up on their path, even when it seems lonely. The chosen one realizes that true happiness lies not in external achievements, but in aligning with one's own destiny. Material possessions, social recognition, or even superficial relationships do not satisfy the need for transcendent meaning. It is a search for essence, for meaning, and only those who allow themselves to listen to this inner voice find peace, even if it means breaking with the familiar and comfortable. This transformation changes the way the chosen one sees the world and themselves. They begin to value enriching experiences, true connections, and moments of deep reflection. Their perspective on life becomes sharper, attentive to the details that reveal the hidden purpose behind everything. The journey to something greater is not just an external path, but an inner journey, where the chosen one discovers and strengthens themselves with each step. Therefore, this relentless quest is the driving force of the chosen soul. It is what makes the path an adventure, a dance between challenges and discoveries, between falls and rises. And it is this quest that makes existence meaningful, that gives meaning to even the darkest nights. If this flame burns within you, persist, for destiny is being written with every decision, with every choice made with an open heart. Every challenge, every fall, every moment of pain is not a vain obstacle, but a forge where the chosen soul is shaped to shine with greater intensity. Life throws trials that often seem unfair, but which carry essential lessons. Learning to transform difficulties into strength is one of the clear signs of someone chosen for a greater mission. It is these moments that hone character, harden faith, and clarify purpose. Feeling misunderstood is a natural part of this journey, as the chosen soul's vision doesn't fit with conventional perspectives. Others may not understand their vibration or their choices, and this can generate loneliness that, while painful, strengthens their commitment to themselves. Social rejection, judgment, and criticism are all tests to confirm whether the chosen one is willing to remain steadfast even amidst the storms. It's important to recognize that suffering isn't synonymous with defeat, but with growth. It fuels inner transformation, awakening resilience, and expanding understanding of one's own mission. This shift reveals that true strength lies not in the absence of problems, but in the ability to overcome them with courage, even when the path seems lonely and difficult. By seeing difficulties as necessary steps, the chosen one learns not to fear the shadows. The greatest lights arise from the greatest darkness, and it is this truth that guides the soul in the darkness. Each obstacle overcome expands the inner light, making it stronger to illuminate not only their own path, but also that of those around them, inspiring them to fight for their own dreams. This strength built through suffering opens doors to empathy and altruism. The chosen soul understands that their own growth serves to support and guide others. Commitment becomes a mission, and the desire to help those in loss becomes stronger than any pain. The chosen one finds fulfillment in contributing to the collective good, knowing that their light was meant to shine for the benefit of many. Ultimately, this forging process is continuous and never-ending, as life is in constant flux. Each challenge brings new learning, and it is this dynamic that keeps the chosen soul awake, bold, and ready to fulfill its purpose. The courage to face the unknown is the mark of those born to make a difference and transform the world with their light. The chosen soul feels a calling that transcends their own existence, the desire to help those who, like them, face hardships and seek meaning. It's not just a desire, but a mission that pulses intensely in the heart, a responsibility assumed with love and dedication. Every gesture of support, every word of comfort, carries profound meaning, for therein lies the opportunity to illuminate the dark path for someone in need. This mission is not a burden, though it often comes with challenges and sacrifices. On the contrary, it is a source of energy and inner fulfillment. Helping others recognizes the interconnectedness of all lives and the importance of building a more welcoming and just world. The chosen one understands that by elevating others, they themselves are elevated, in a virtuous cycle of growth and transformation. However, this surrender requires balance and wisdom. The chosen soul learns to care for themselves so they can care for others. This search for balance is essential to avoid losing their way, as the mission of helping can be exhausting without proper care for one's inner light. Recognizing limits and renewing strength is part of the ongoing process of being an instrument of love and light. The generosity of the chosen one is not limited to grand gestures. It is revealed in the simplicity of daily acts, in attentive looks, in genuine listening, in silent acceptance. Each small act of kindness is a seed planted that can germinate and blossom into transformation. The authenticity of the help is what makes it powerful, for it springs from lived experience and true empathy. The realization that their mission has a real impact fuels the chosen one's motivation, strengthening their journey even in the face of adversity. Knowing they can make a difference, no matter how small, is what keeps the flame of hope and courage alive. This awareness is what immortalizes the chosen soul in their mission, for they know they are not alone and that each step contributes to a better world. Thus, the mission to help becomes the beating heart of the chosen one's journey. This responsibility, assumed with love, is what gives meaning to every journey, transforming suffering and challenges into an inexhaustible source of light. The call to be an instrument of transformation is perhaps the clearest sign that you belong to this unique and enlightened group. The chosen soul does not accept imposed truths without question. Within it lies a constant restlessness, a burning desire to go beyond the superficial and challenge established beliefs. This search for truth is not empty rebellion, but rather a profound commitment to authenticity and the true meaning of things. Questioning the status quo is a necessary attitude for those who wish to find their own path and fulfill their mission. However, this stance can bring discomfort and conflict, as challenging norms and conventions can alienate the chosen soul from traditional groups. They often find themselves alone in their search for answers that go beyond dogma and social conventions. This solitude is part of the process, creating space for inner growth and the construction of a broader, deeper vision of life and purpose. Restlessness in the face of the status quo is accompanied by an insatiable curiosity. The chosen soul wants to understand the reasons for things, to discover the hidden meaning behind appearances. This movement is essential for aligning their choices and actions with the truth that resonates within them. It is through this exercise of questioning and reflection that the mission becomes clear and gains strength. But seeking the truth also implies recognizing that definitive answers don't always exist. Doubt and mystery are part of the journey and are ingredients that nourish humility and openness to learning. The chosen soul accepts this uncertainty with courage, knowing that greatness often lies in continuing to seek and transform along the way. This courage to question and seek the truth makes the chosen soul a beacon for those trapped in illusions and limiting patterns. Their ability to see beyond the obvious inspires others to awaken to a new vision of reality. Thus, the chosen one not only follows their path, but becomes an agent of transformation, illuminating the world with their keen perception. Ultimately, the search for truth is not a lonely, purposeless journey. It is a sacred process that connects the chosen one to their deepest self and the universe, allowing their light to shine with authenticity and wisdom. It is a calling that demands dedication and courage, but rewards with a greater meaning and a life full of meaning. Being the black sheep isn't an easy fate, but it's a condition many chosen souls recognize as part of their path. Feeling different, misunderstood, or even rejected by the groups you should belong to can be a painful but necessary experience. This feeling is actually a sign that you're on an authentic path, one that strays from conformity and superficiality. The black sheep realizes that their worldview differs from the majority and therefore often walks alone. This solitude, although difficult, is also an invitation to strengthen their individuality and find security within themselves rather than seeking external approval. They learn that authenticity is worth more than superficial acceptance, and that true connection arises from respect for their own essence. This feeling of exclusion can also awaken a greater sensitivity to the pain of others. By feeling marginalized, the chosen soul develops empathy and compassion for those who also suffer from not fitting in. This experience reinforces the desire to help and be a light for those who feel invisible, inspiring them to discover their own uniqueness with pride. Being the black sheep means going through a transformation process that challenges social expectations and redefines personal values. It's learning to celebrate differences, transforming what once seemed like a disadvantage into a unique strength. It's realizing that diversity and uniqueness are essential for collective evolution and for building more authentic worlds. Furthermore, this condition strengthens the courage needed to face criticism and rejection, which inevitably arise for those who defy the norm. The chosen soul begins to recognize that these experiences are tests of their determination and commitment to their own path. Each obstacle faced is a step closer to their mission. Ultimately, Being the black sheep is a title of honor for those who dare to be true, who prefer the solitude of authenticity to the crowd of mediocrity. It's a special identification that connects those who carry within themselves the courage to illuminate paths not yet taken, even when they feel alone along the way. The chosen soul bears the marks of suffering experienced, scars that tell stories of challenges and overcoming. However, this baggage does not make them bitter or unfocused. On the contrary, they are marked by an extraordinary ability to transform pain into generosity, to use their difficult experiences as a source of compassion for others. This strength born of suffering itself is one of the greatest signs of someone who has been truly chosen. It's not easy to be generous after being hurt, but this is precisely the purest demonstration of courage and integrity. The chosen soul doesn't use suffering as an excuse to close their heart, but as an impulse to open the doors of empathy even wider. It's in the ability to give of oneself even after life's trials that lies one of the greatest human powers. They know that true power lies in continuing to love and help, regardless of accumulated pain. This generosity manifests itself in simple gestures, which often go unnoticed, but have a profound impact. The chosen soul extends a hand to those in need, offers a sincere smile, and a word of comfort. These acts are not performed with the expectation of return, but rather out of a genuine commitment to the value of life and human connection. Each small action is a building block in the construction of a more humane and welcoming world. The process of overcoming pain and becoming a light for others doesn't eliminate difficulties, but it changes the way they are experienced. The chosen one learns to live with their wounds, carrying them as part of their own story, but without allowing them to define who they are or what they can be. This attitude requires great courage and self-knowledge, as it requires looking within and finding strength where there seems to be none. Furthermore, this approach strengthens the chosen soul's authenticity, as they live what they preach and are a living example of overcoming obstacles. Suffering doesn't imprison them. It frees them to serve as inspiration for those still at the beginning of their journey. The generosity born of experience becomes a beacon for those seeking hope and renewal. In short, generosity after suffering is an indelible mark of the chosen. It's proof that the soul that knows how to love even after pain has a greater purpose, and that the strength born from scars is what illuminates the most challenging paths. This light, when shared, transforms not only the chosen one, but their entire environment. In the heart of the chosen soul beats an inner voice that cannot be ignored, the intuition that whispers secrets and paths, guiding each step, even in the face of the unknown. This deep connection with one's own being is what sets the chosen one apart, for they are not guided solely by logic or external opinions, but trust in a greater feeling, a purpose that transcends reason. Following this intuition requires courage, as it often means deviating from safe paths and facing the uncertain. However, it is precisely in this act of trusting the invisible that the magic of transformation resides. The chosen soul understands that the true path is not always the most obvious or the easiest, but the one that resonates with their purest essence. This inner trust is the anchor that keeps the journey steady amid life's storms. A higher purpose is a beacon that illuminates the journey, giving meaning to every choice and movement. It is a silent yet powerful force that drives the chosen one to continue even when doubts and fears insist on appearing. Knowing that there is a divine plan, a mission to be accomplished, strengthens courage and renews hope, allowing the soul to find peace even in chaos. This connection with intuition and purpose doesn't happen overnight. It's cultivated through practice, reflection, and openness. The chosen soul learns to listen to their inner silence, to differentiate external voices from their own truths. This process of self-knowledge expands wisdom and strengthens faith in their own path, making it increasingly aligned and true. Furthermore, intuition acts as a guide that avoids traps and false promises, protecting the chosen soul from deviations and illusions. It is an invisible shield that guards against anything that does not serve the greater purpose. This spiritual protection demonstrates the deep connection between the chosen one and the universe, which is attentive and present to support them. Ultimately, following your intuition and your higher purpose means accepting the journey with all its uncertainties. recognizing that true power lies in trust and surrender. The chosen soul doesn't need to have all the answers, but they must keep an open heart and a vigilant spirit. It is in this balance that the wisdom to continue shining and fulfilling their mission lies. The chosen soul recognizes that their journey is not separate from the spiritual. On the contrary, it is deeply intertwined with a connection to something greater, an invisible force that protects, guides, and strengthens. This spirituality is not necessarily linked to formal religions, but to an intimate and personal experience of not being alone, even in the face of the greatest adversity. This sense of divine protection brings comfort and security, creating a solid foundation to face challenges with serenity. Knowing that there is a greater presence watching over you transforms fear into courage, doubt into faith, and loneliness into companionship. The chosen soul relies on this connection to renew its strength and continue walking with hope and determination. Living spiritually means opening yourself to the unknown, accepting that not everything can be controlled, but that there is a greater order that governs life. This conscious surrender is an act of courage, as it involves trusting the process even when the results seem uncertain. This trust strengthens not only the soul, but also the body and mind, preparing the chosen one to fulfill their destiny. Divine protection manifests itself in many ways, in subtle signs, in moments of unexpected peace, in transformative encounters. The chosen soul learns to recognize these signs as confirmation that they are on the right path, a delicate communication between the visible and invisible worlds. This relationship fosters trust and commitment to the mission entrusted to them. Besides being a source of strength, spirituality acts as a balm for pain and anguish. It brings comfort to a weary heart, clarity to a confused mind, and hope to dark moments. In this sacred space, the chosen soul finds renewal, peace, and a greater purpose that transcends temporal hardships. Ultimately, spiritual experience is not a static state, but a dynamic process of growth and deepening. The chosen soul walks ever closer to the divine source, expanding its inner light and radiating protection, love, and wisdom to all around. This connection transforms not only the chosen one, but also the world they touch. Being a chosen soul often means walking lonely paths. Loneliness isn't a lack of companionship, but the natural result of being on a unique frequency. Having the courage to persist on this solitary path is one of the greatest challenges faced by the chosen one, as it requires inner strength, resilience, and unwavering faith. Solitude challenges the soul to find comfort within itself, discovering that true companionship lies in a deep connection with one's own being. Learning to be self-sufficient, to be one's own source of light and hope, is an essential lesson for those with a special mission. This self-sufficiency is not synonymous with isolation, but with conscious independence. Even in solitude, the chosen soul maintains hope and the strength to carry on. They know their journey has meaning, and that each step taken, however silent, contributes to the construction of a greater purpose. Courage manifests itself in accepting this condition, seeing solitude as a fertile space for growth and transformation. Persistence in the face of loneliness also strengthens trust in one's intuition and the signs that guide the path. The chosen soul learns to hear the inner voice more clearly and to lean on it when external voices are silenced or contradicted. This robust trust is the anchor that keeps purpose firm in difficult times. Furthermore, this courage inspires others, demonstrating that it's possible to follow one's own path, even against social expectations and pressures. The chosen soul becomes a living example of resilience and faith, encouraging those who feel lost to also find strength within themselves. Ultimately, solitude, experienced courageously, becomes a powerful ally in the chosen soul's mission. It is in solitude that the inner light can grow unhindered, preparing the chosen one to fulfill their destiny with fullness and authenticity. Reaching the end of this journey is more than closure. It's a new beginning for the chosen soul. Embracing your mission is accepting your inner calling wholeheartedly, recognizing that your role is essential in illuminating the path in the darkness. This acceptance brings profound peace as the soul understands its value and the importance of its existence in the grand mosaic of the universe. Living the light means transforming every step, every action, into an expression of authenticity and love. The chosen soul radiates this light not only in words, but in daily actions, in simple but conscious choices. They understand that true light arises from the alignment between being and doing, between dream and reality. The mission becomes a living purpose that inspires not only the chosen one, but everyone around them. It's a contagious energy that breaks down barriers, transforms consciousness, and creates deep connections between people. The chosen one learns that their greatest power lies in their ability to be light, even amidst the shadows the world presents. Sometimes the path is challenging and demanding, but the strength that comes from the mission is greater than any obstacle. Accepting difficulties as part of the process is essential to maintaining faith and commitment. The chosen soul knows they are being shaped for something great, and this fuels their perseverance every day. Furthermore, this light that the chosen one lives and shares becomes a legacy that transcends generations. Their example, their actions, and their story inspire others to find their own light and missions, thus creating a growing network of transformation and hope. Ultimately, embracing your mission means living fully, knowing that each moment is a sacred opportunity to be who you were born to be. It means living with courage, love, and authenticity, illuminating the world with the unique light that only the chosen soul possesses. Within you lies a silent and powerful force, a flame that never went out, even when everything seemed dark. This light is your true self, the essence that carries a unique and transformative mission for this world. Now is the time to recognize it, unleash it, and let it shine brightly, illuminating your path and inspiring those around you. Don't let doubts or fears silence that inner voice. Your purpose is greater than any obstacle, and the courage you need is already within you, waiting to be awakened. This is the call to act, to live with authenticity and love, embracing the chosen soul's journey with all the intensity of your being. Share this message, because it could be the key to someone else finding their light and strength. Together, we are a network of awakened souls, united by the desire to make a difference and transform the world with our unique energy. If this message touched your heart, like, comment, and share. Your light is vital, and the world is waiting to be illuminated by it. Light that flame now, shine fearlessly, and show everyone the greatness that lies in being who you truly are.